It's about 5 a.m. I've been up since 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I went to bed at a normal time, and just one of those things, I woke up and I could not fall back asleep. Sorry, I just the chair. And so I've been up for 3 hours, just doing what one does when one wakes up in the middle of the night, perusing the internet, watching ASMR, thinking about making ASMR. And so, here we are, in the middle of the night, creating an ASMR just for you. Just for you. And normally, usually, I have some cool lighting in my ASMR videos. Normally I have a lot of candles, a lot of soft light. Normally, I've got everything kind of set up a certain way, but this one, I'm literally just in a dark room with no light. And I hope this is peaceful for you. I was thinking about how a lot of my ASMR videos, majority of them, take place in the daylight. I usually make videos during the day, in the morning usually. And it's great for, natural light and, camera composition, and aesthetically looks really nice when there's a lot of light. However, ASMR is typically watched in the evening before bed when it's dark. So I was thinking maybe just perhaps it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to just keep the room and leave the room dark. So, but I'm way more curious to hear what you think. I'm curious what you think. Does the daylight videos, does it bother you? Is it too bright? Or does it not bother you? Or do you prefer night vibes? Like what we have going on here. Do you like this? Or do you like the variety? Do you like both? Are you just one of those people where you just like variety and you believe that variety is the spice of life? Tell me what you are. Drop off a comment so I can read it. Or don't. Just keep relaxing, because this is really all about you having an experience that is all about you just relaxing and feeling calm and safe. And that's really all I want from you. But if you do leave me a comment, I'll love you extra. There's something about being up in the middle of the night. It's kind of fun. Like, it's like something about it feels mischievous in a way. Because I remember being a little kid, and I wasn't supposed to be up late at night, but I was always up late at night was so fun. Oh my gosh. Sneaking out was so fun as a kid. Oh my gosh. I just remember being in my room, waiting for my parents to go to sleep. Going out and getting a drink of water, seeing the vibes. Oh, Dad's still up watching TV. Oh yeah, Dad, I'm just getting some water, going back to bed. Wait 30 minutes. Hear him turn on the TV, go into his room. Okay, now I gotta wait for him to fall asleep, so another 30 minutes. Texting whoever I was gonna meet, or I was usually sneaking out to meet up with people in the neighborhood, friends, or there was actually this girl. Oh yeah, I remember her. There was a girl I was sneaking out to see. This was high school. Yeah, high school. Okay, Dad's probably asleep now. Mom's already been asleep. I guess now I can go sneak out. Yeah, basically, walk as quietly as humanly possible. Literally not make a single sound. The hardest part was going down the steps, because our steps, we lived in a bi-level home, and so there was 2 sets of steps, and they would creak, they would crack, the freaking steps would crack, so annoying, but I had to step very strategically on the side of the step, distribute my body weight in a certain way so the step wouldn't creak, moving at literally the slowest pace possible. Moving at a sloth's pace to sneak out of my parents' house late at night. Get down to the bottom floor, open the garage door. The entry door, not the actual garage. That would be crazy. Super loud, wake everybody up. But open the entry door to the garage. This was before my parents had an alarm, so there was no beeping or notice that the garage door was opening. I just slightly pulled it open. Slightly pull it back. Shut. Once you're in the garage, you're kind of ooh, I'm almost out. Then you walk to the my gosh, just sneaking out was just such a thrill, such a rush. Oh my goodness. And at this point, I would usually, like I said, I would normally be meeting up with somebody. I'd have a friend come pick me up in his car. You know, we'd be 16 and my friend could drive and he would sneak out. We would both separately sneak out and then we'd hang out. And like, we wouldn't even do anything crazy. We would just literally be hanging out like when we weren't supposed to. It was fun. And then sometimes I'd be talking to like a girl in the neighborhood. I'd have like a little girlfriend in the neighborhood and I'd convince her to sneak out too and we'd like go lay in the woods or something stupid. But looking back on it, I've never even really thought about sneaking out until like this moment. But I did it definitely like a handful of times, and then once you were done hanging out, you'd be like, oh man, it's 4 a.m. Like my parents might be getting up soon. Like the sun might be coming out soon. You'd be like, okay, I gotta go back home. And like the sneaking back in part was the tricky part, because sneaking out's kind of easy. You're like you're exiting, you're just leaving a home, and you gotta have the like anticipation of the fun you're gonna have, so it's a little bit easier, you're a little bit more motivated. But sneaking back in is the really dangerous part, because technically it's like can be perceived as breaking and entering. Like, I mean, is it breaking and entering? No, because it's your own house, but like doing it sneakily, doing it in a sly way in the middle of the night, kind of a gray area, kind of could be breaking and entering, like a crime. And I always have the fear of like my parents mistaking me for like a burglar and like shoot me with a gun. That would have been so bad. But like the sneaking in is like the tricky part, because you don't know if your parents have woken up. You just don't know. There's no way to know. So it's like, dang, I'm gonna creep back into the garage entry door that's still unlocked. Cool, lock that, be as quiet as possible. Really, if I could just get inside the house, I'd be fine. It's like, once I walk through the garage and walk into the actual house door, once I close that, mission complete. I can just kind of pretend, if my parents are up, I can just kind of pretend that I was like downstairs getting a drink from the fridge or something. Like, I was just downstairs using the computer. At that point you're good. But like, opening that house door from the garage, that was always the like, ooh, is my dad gonna think I'm a burglar and he's standing at the top of the steps with a shotgun and he's gonna blow me away? brushed